Mm. Hey, Moxie, how's it going? All right, starting with 5 stars. Hey, Dot. Hey, Punjabi. How's it going? Yeah, I haven't watched that, but I saw that it exists. I will be checking that out at some point. Yeah, that works. I'm doing good. Um, I mean, you know, I'm really hoping things get fixed so that the war season doesn't get canceled, but at the same time, I really do not mind that I am not 12 seconds away from rushing to plan a war. The more this season has gone on, the more I'm convinced that a schedule change there to make things on officers is important to the long-term health of the game. Still my favorite game mode, though. Man, I have Fury on my alt account, but I don't even have Deep Wounds maxed, but just having a few points in it is so amazing for him. What a beast. And the fastest fight award goes to Kamala. Recovering from surgery, had my deviated septum fixed. Ooh, that doesn't sound fun. Hope it's going well. So, Punjabi, what happened was some alliances were not able to enlist at all last night, and so they decided to cancel War 4 entirely. So we're just not having one, so they don't have to worry about, adjusting scores and all the mess that happened at the end of season 30. Instead, this season should just be 11 wars long, and we'll pick up with the next one tomorrow night. It makes sense what they're doing. Just hope it works. Hey, Jason. How's it going, Slay? I definitely think that this one is worth doing because given the early reviews on Sauron, whatever, it's gonna keep happening. Given the early reviews on Sauron, I don't see too many of his dual targets piping up or popping up. I definitely don't see a rank 4 anytime soon. And so to me, what that means is if I want to duel Sauron, I need to get the 4 star myself. And I'm going to encourage everyone in our BG to do the same. At least while Kabam is refusing to do anything about dual targets. Hey, Snoops. And BK. Welcome, everybody. Well, 29 would have been a full season. But that ended in what? Late October? It has been a bit. Recovery's okay, lots of naps. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Is that one that affects what you can eat more than normal surgeries, or is it just the normal, like, stay hydrated, be careful? Do I have anyone important here? Okay, I have Wolverine now. Yeah, that'll work. Nose is completely blocked. Wow, that does not sound fun. Okay, I guess this. Ugh. Spidey versus Thing is not gonna be fun. But the alternative is Spidey versus Mole Man? Well, I guess we at least wouldn't have any unpredictable evades. I don't know. That sounds awful. I haven't seen it yet, Jason, but I do know that it exists. Dude, not only is that a duped rank 5 Spidey, I think he's like Sig 160 or something stupid. It's gotta love it that the perfect block charges get used up when he evades. That is some quality crap right there. That one's on me. At least a crit. Have to do nasal rinses every 3 hours. That's awesome. Okay, I'm glad you have that support, man. Get better soon. I did hear the boss or the fight is pretty. Uh-oh. Excuse me. Speaking of noses. Didn't catch that one in time to mute. Yeah, I took that Spidey to rank 5 a long time ago when that was actually a useful defensive rank up. One of the great regrets of my entire account is that I actually fed him some stones. Don't worry, I didn't take him to 160, but I think I took him to like 80 or something. Ugh. It was not smart. Um, yeah, let's do that. I don't want Killmonger to get armor broken. Hey, Strands, how's it going? Welcome, Meta. Oh, and Mad Hats. Got the gang going. Okay, we're not doing any damage over time here, but this one will ignore armor, so I think Special 2 should do it. Oh, I should have just thrown it there. That's okay. I didn't realize the last Kang leaked 2 months before. Wow. Hey, Double B. I just shouldn't have blocked. I know how to sidestep her. Oh well. Means I can do that. Used my rank 3 Winter Soldier to clear all the side quests pretty quick. I believe it. Dude is super solid. Like Star-Lord, but you don't have to feed him SIGs. Whoops, I looked away. That's on me. Although my Winter Soldier is actually Sig 200. I did that last night for skill advancement just for fun. Vega doesn't think 2099 can do Mangog on 54 without AV synergy. I mean, I definitely wouldn't want to assign it. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but that would be pretty scary. Because one Wither plus one Exhaustion basically cuts his power gain in half on that, because it's 300% of the normal. One Exhaustion alone, or even two or three Exhaustions, you're only cutting it by like 10% or 15%. That's terrifying. And he doesn't really have any defense against that special too. Like even Reed might be better there. I'm not gonna say he can't do it, but I might even assign Omega Red with an invulnerability over Spidey without anti-venom. For that particular fight, not in general. I know that just made Slay very happy. Yeah, I know you weren't alone in that, Mad Hats, but my suspicion is that what they were trying to do with Karina is set her up for book two in general. So I would have been very surprised to see her as a boss this early. I didn't pay him to say that. Power Start 1 and Parry Heavy. Yeah, Reed pre-fights would do quite a bit their work. Power Start 1 and Reed pre-fights. I think I would trust that. I sent work this yesterday. I was cleaning through my some of the old files on my iPad because I have way too many useless videos and stuff saved on it, including sadly more than I would have hoped of me getting wrecked. But I found an old video of me in SSX taking on Work's 5-star Mojo boss in 4 Loki back before I had ever met him. That was a funny one. Unfortunately, I did die. Not proud of that. Oh, man. Alright, I know we won't get the shock, but literally none of them crit. Doom is stupid. Finished exploring Variant 5 today. Nice. Power Start Spider-Gwen with Reed pre-fights. If she was guaranteed to apply that Enervate immediately, I would consider it. I mean, the Paralyze is good, but is she really going to do enough damage to Mangog to be able to chain them, even with power back? The Paralyze is good, but it's not long enough to kill him. So you're going to need to be able to chain those. And the other thing that you need to keep in mind is that The paralyzed does. Hold on. Let me look this up to make sure I get it right. Yeah, so the paralyzed does reduces combat power rate by 80%, but because it's enhanced power gain, it's still 220% of what's normal. If you throw on Reed, then it's 180% of what's normal. So you still have Mystic Dispersion and Mangog's normal power gain firing in overdrive, even while that stun is up, and it's not going to be up the whole time. Yeah, I don't think I would do that. Definitely not for Mangog. Oh, I know, man. But still, congrats. You still should touch X6 eventually. Need Venom and Penny to come along as well. Oh, so you can dodge the special too? Well, that's different. Hey, Bean. Yeah, I would definitely be curious to see the video in off season. Let me know if you do end up able to do that. But that's not something I'm assigning anytime soon. Forgot about that text there, pulverize. That's fun. Magic plus Power Start 1 does not work every time, Dot. I know that's one of the most popular ones, but it absolutely does not work every time. Magic with Power Start 1 and Purgatory becomes quite safe. But without that, you still have that 2.5% chance for the power lock not to apply, and then Mangog can just chill until he gets a special 2 and throw it into your block, and you're dead because you're using a 5-star. Hey, Goron. What do I think about Weapon X? Got him at 5-star. Don't know if he's R5 worthy. Um, I don't know. He certainly seems fun. He's good for the mercenary variant. He's very sustainable. I think if you're at the point where you can afford to throw 5-star resources at somebody that you're probably not gonna like take to war offense, but just make quest with, and oh wow, he hits really hard and I'm still alive, then yeah, I would be very curious. I probably would take him to rank 5 if I had him. But that's also like a resources question. If they were scarce, I don't think I would. Spidey hasn't been banned all that frequently from what I've seen work, but it's definitely happened. I think they usually do it to aim at the boss, which is why I ended up using Tigra in that first war. Yeah, this is a good one. Rank 3, Emma Frost over Unduped, Red Magneto, have them both maxed as 5 stars. Where are you in Abyss True Potential? Because if you have not explored Abyss yet, then I do think that having a rank 3 Red Magneto, even unduped, is worth quite a bit because, he gets extra hits, which means extra special threes often. He has better block proficiency when he doesn't get the perfect block. He has better power gain rate. Not than a 5 star, but better than the rank 2. And he has access to adrenaline, which is super helpful if you're bringing Heimdall, as you usually should be. So if you haven't finished Abyss, especially paths, what is it, 2, 4, and 5 off the top of my head, then I think I would lean Red Magneto. If you have, then I think I would value the Emma significantly more. Sure thing, Goron. Enjoy him. That seems like a really fun one. Um, Long shots should still be really good for 2099, right? Yeah, let's give that a go. Um, Elsa's the one with the shorter buffs. Okay. Hey, IP. How's it going, man? Speaking of Weapon X's, it's my fault. I could have retaliated, and we wouldn't be in this position. That'll work. Man, those dimensions do not feel nearly as long on offense as they do on defense. Oh yeah, just wait them out. That's kind of annoying. Haven't run Abyss yet. Act 6 is 70% done. Then yeah, I think I would lean Red Magneto. I like Emma a lot, and she has real utility in Act 6 and just in general when you synergize her up and all that. But as annoying as I find him, Magneto is Magneto. So, oh, no, IP, that wasn't. You have one on defense, right? That's where I was going, not. I'm sorry, that didn't even occur to me. Sorry, man. Hmm. I've never tried this matchup before. This will be interesting. If the L2 doesn't work, then we'll just kill him with special ones. I'm not really worried. Yep, it works. I thought so, since he's not immune to Fate Seal or Incinerate. Just haven't tried it yet. Yeah, Slay. I used my 5-star Emma quite a bit in Act 6. She's really solid. Yeah, Snoobs. He looks great. Hmm. I guess this. I don't know, Snoops. I think that Longshot is probably appropriately appreciated. Because he has a lot of limitations relative to other mystics. Like he can do really cool things when he's good. So I mean maybe if you're talking about people who dismiss him as not being worth anything, then yeah, he's underappreciated. But I don't know. He's not in the top tier, so I feel like he's overall okay. Nice. It's an interesting synergy. Not sure where to go with that name, Seer, but yeah. Playing Longshot is not the most interesting thing in the world. Frickin' XL animations. Let me dex. The special was my fault. Oh, wow. Was some BS. Alright, you know what? Just do it. We're not getting to 100. Yeah, Bean. She's kind of like Captain America Infinity War with his special too, except without his other utility. Like she has utility. She's better for immunities than he is, even if you have him at Sig 200 with the skill thing often, but like Cap just does more. He blocks better. Yeah, significantly stronger character overall. Plus his heavies hit harder, and hers don't really. So if you stick to that, and then I mean, Campo did a great video on her for anyone who has not seen that. He just did a 25-minute guide. Actually, if any of the mods that are on want to link that, that would be cool. Um, but yeah, Emma's really solid, but if that special 2 doesn't crit, it's kind of annoying. Yeah. Yeah, having Professor X on the team is definitely big for her. I think in most content, if I could only bring 2 synergies for Emma, I would bring Phoenix and Professor X, which is yet another reason why it would be really nice if Phoenix were worth something. Although that said, she's a lot less painful to play when you have Emma on the team, so at least it's self-reinforcing that way. Thanks, like, go ahead and end that. Cool. Not what I intended, but I'll take it. Meta doing that. Thanks. I actually do kind of enjoy using Phoenix in those scenarios meta. It's just that, like, what are you actually using for? It's like, oh, she's a cosmic who hits kind of hard. End of story. I just like there to be a bit more to her kit. Like, I know she technically has armor breaks, but I absolutely hate using hers. Come on, Kingpin. Ah. Alright, come here. Thank you. That's what I want. Hey, Bunch. Welcome back. Remember Idolist running Phoenix, Emma, and Sentry for Wars? Yeah. And I imagine that, like, Phoenix was kind of the fun one. Whenever Sentry's utility was helpful, then he used Sentry. And then when he actually needed a champion with utility, he used Emma. I'm not really being fully kind to either Phoenix or Sentry there, but that's definitely a team that stretches things a bit. Hey, Zin. I don't know about poison immune for Phoenix. I'm not sure there's really much of a precedent there, because she doesn't have any of the other links that Cosmics normally do to get poison immunity. But it's not impossible. Incinerate immune does make sense. I think that if her armor breaks were more easy to access, I don't know why I did that. I should have waited for him to throw the heavy. If her armor breaks were easier to access and her incinerates did a bit more, or like at least fed some other part of her kit. I think that's one of the big things, is that it feels like she has a lot going on, but because she's so old, it doesn't really fit together. There's no internal synergy in her kit. There's not, oh, okay, well, because I was doing this part of her kit, because I was playing her going for this thing, now this other thing works better. It just, yeah. Like, I know there are abilities that only turn on when a certain number of Furies are on, but that doesn't clear that bar for me. When she eventually gets buffed, that's something I really want to see change, is just her kit actually locking together the way that we know it could. I don't know that I buy that, Dot, because like by that no or by that logic, almost every character in the game has something to protect them from the poisons of the battle realm. I don't think we need to nerf poison any further. I think it might already be the worst damage type. Hey, Grinfeld. Yeah, I think Thor was the one we used. I don't really have... Man, I'd love a 6-star Spider-Ham. At this point, I wouldn't mind an Icarus. He wouldn't go straight to rank 3, but I wouldn't mind playing around with him. Yeah, I think Angela's going to be the least annoying one. Let's do this. Yeah, Meta, I know she's not totally useless. There's just nothing in her kit that excites me about using her. And if a champion comes out now, and that's true, then that's disappointing. And so I don't think that Phoenix was a failure for when she came out. But I do think she's outdated, and that's kind of my textbook for, yeah, I think they should be buffed. Doesn't mean that she's high priority, but I'm curious what they would come up with. Am I going to eat a special 3 because this doesn't stun? No, thank you. Herc out here doing Herc things. That's funny, Don. Vegan Thor? Is that supposed to refer to Rag Thor? Not sure how I feel about that one. Nope, that's fine. That would be a great place for her to have her healing. Something I hadn't really considered until just now is that it actually makes it easier to just throw the heavy and not care. Because if you have her at high sig, and you don't have other openings to get the glancing buff up, but you need it for some reason, then just being able to throw it and regen all of the damage is pretty powerful. Because I just don't think that Arena without them is that bad, Grin. I'm I use it as an opportunity to practice actually playing my character's kits instead of just beating things in 2 combos and a special every time. I don't know, it doesn't bore me. I like all of my children. Yeah, meta. His God. Take a look at Thor's scaling on Aunt May. It is depressing as all heck. It's just so bad. Where is that? Yeah, it's like you get to Sig 160 and you're still just barely over like half the total benefit. It's ugh, God, he's so. Mm-mm. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, did Hitmonkey drop today? I haven't seen that yet, Aaron. Did you like it? I don't know, Grin. I feel there's arguments for at least 5 or 6 different characters that are currently in this game to be the strongest characters in this game. So I think we can just kind of leave the comics aside on that. I don't need her to be the strongest or broken or any of that stuff. I just want her kit to work better. It depends, true potential, on whether I prefer a tanky, consistent champion to a flimsy hard hitter. Both have their place. Like Tigra is a flimsy hard hitter, and she's one of my favorites. And there are plenty of fights that I would use her for that I would not use my tankier champions for. But at the same time, like there are places where I use Killmonger that I wouldn't use Jabari or Black Panther, in part because he's more consistent. I take it you don't like vegans then, Sim. I don't know. I don't really get it. If you take a look at that character model, he is not weak or flimsy in any way. Yeah, exactly, Work. You just get used to it. No, Grinfeld, you are doing Arena for that. That doesn't mean that's what I'm doing Arena for. I do Arena for both. Okay, I'll check the show out, Aaron. Why not both? Yeah, that's like easy said. Prefer tanky, hard-hitting champs. I mean, that is the idea. If champions are going to be flimsy, I want them to have safety nets. So somebody like, Spider-Ham really encapsulates this really well. He's extremely flimsy, except that he has overlapping taunts which reduce the enemy's special damage, and his spider nonsense which reduces the enemy's special damage, and his evade which means that he gets hit less. Like things like that. Or even to use Jabari as another one, yeah, she's flimsy, but she has that purify, so if certain things come in on her, they're gone. No problem. I prefer champions that feel whole. It's like whatever their weakness is, give me at least some way to mitigate it. What are my thoughts on Elsa? I think Elsa's really solid. She's not going to be in the absolute top tier of the skill class anytime soon. But yeah, her damage is decent. She has an evade counter. She's not my favorite evade counter, but she'll work in certain places. Um, I more look at her for the uniqueness of her way of doing damage. It really comes in handy. Her particular method of purifying without any real upkeep to it is very strong. She's an excellent void counter. And then the fact that she can get free openings even against unblockable champions, which is something that some others like Killmonger or Moleman cannot do. Elsa's very good. Not everybody needs her, but she feels like a complete champion to me to use what we were just talking about. And he is great, Dot. It was very satisfying to be able to take down that goblin and just send him red and not care about it. If he's not going to throw specials, then I'll just hit him with the special one instead of the special two. Oops, well, didn't mean to do that, but smolders are smolders. Oh, okay, Sim. It just doesn't seem like a very complimentary nickname. Yeah, that's a very good point, Dot. Um, and I should have said something along those lines, because if you're doing arena for units and you turn on recoil that you don't otherwise use, then you have just committed yourself to a threshold. I have to do this much arena to get back the units such that I break even for switching masteries. And what's more, for the choice to have switched masteries to be correct for any other reason than your boredom, to actually make it be a net positive for units, you have to go enough over that threshold that you have not only recouped your mastery cost, but the speed increase that you get from turning on those masteries has factored into enough fights that you have made at least as many, if not more, units from all of those fights than you would have by just doing them in the first place without worrying about the mastery swap. Because think about it this way: if you do, I don't know, 80 rounds of arena in a given amount of time, I'm completely making up numbers. Please, nobody go after my numbers. That's not the point here. As you can tell, I started talking with my hands in the middle of a fight. But let's say that you do 80 rounds of arena in between mastery switches, and it takes you, I don't know, 30 rounds to break even. So that means that you're only actually spending 50 rounds gaining units. Now, if in the time you do those 80 rounds, I'm only able to do, I don't know, 55 rounds, then I have still made more units than you because I've had 55 rounds going directly into my unit balance as opposed to 50. And I haven't had to waste any time spending swapping masteries. So you really have to keep in mind the complete picture here. Because even though if you are doing a full champion grind, then yes, you do turn on recoil usually, because it is usually better. But if you are doing arena here and there, in between AQ paths or war paths or content for which you do not want recoil on, it can actually mean that you end up losing units. Or that you don't gain as many units as you would have. And I'm not a fan of that. Okay, well, we purified one of the armor breaks. That's nice. Man, the AI just does not want to give us intercept openings. And that's fine, Grinfeld. If you can get through war and content and everything else with them on, I'm not here to tell you that that's a mistake or that you're not enjoying the game correctly. But I'm also telling you that even though I'm doing arena, does not necessarily make it a good choice for my account. I wasn't really paying attention to that Hawkeye release. Hey, Dex. Hey, Thon. How's it going, guys? Oh, that's how Professor X came up. Yeah, he's another good example. He is flimsy, but he has ways to mitigate it. The falter and the block proficiency. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. I like his kit quite a bit. Speaking of, yeah, I know what you mean, Sim, and it's really not easy to play Hawkeye without intentionally doing the slow-mo. Probably shouldn't have done this matchup. That's alright. Time to practice parrying her specials. Nope, way too early. There we go. Success. Yeah, in a lot of I don't know exactly where I draw the line, but definitely Platinum 1 and up alliances. Placing defense with recoil masteries on is grounds for getting kicked, and quickly. If we think you did it on purpose, there may not even be a warning for that one. Yeah, 95% is really solid, Sim. I feel like I'm about there with the special 1. The special 2, I do probably still need some practice on. Whoops. Yeah, and that's fine, Grin. We should all be playing, pretty much where we are. Or where we're happy. I phrased that really poorly. It's kind of like the state combo that Slay keeps trying to bring back up. But I was saying during there that, like, there's nothing wrong with not liking steak because life is way too short to eat or drink things that you know you don't like. Similarly, if you have no interest in playing the game a certain way, there's no reason to ever do that. Like, it's definitely worth it for me. And I'm in the same boat as Slay. It's why I'm still here. It's what's holding me to the game. But that doesn't make it for everyone. It'll be interesting. Um, that's probably better. I've heard good things, Dex, but I haven't gotten the chance to watch the video myself yet. Oh, that's what I need to be doing. See? This is why we practice these things, because I am terrible at Killmonger's heavy evade in the corner. I mean, I know this is a bad matchup. This is what I get for trying to use it to practice too much, but that's okay. I mean, I'm clearly not too late. I think it's the timing of the first one. I'm not leaving myself time to dodge the second one. Yeah, I'll practice that again more later. I almost never fight Killmonger these days, or at least not in hard fights. But I've clearly gotten soft on that. I used to be amazing at it. Because when I took him on the old Node 29 with Hyperion, that was one of the most important possible things. Was being able to just wait out that heavy in the corner. Take care, True Potential. Yeah, Bean. It's not perfect, but it's the best for me. No, Sim, I'm not in the CCP. I have applied, but as far as I know, it has been quite a while since Kabam has let anyone new in. Was the last batch the one with B McGee and Vega? If so, I mean, it's been months. So here's hoping. But no, I'm not currently in it. Take care, Slay. Hmm. Yeah, Dex. I do expect that the leak is at least pretty close to accurate. Hmm. I must have been late, because I'm pretty sure Colossus is safe to wake up. Alright, come hit me. Goodbye. Have probably tested that, King. I'm fairly confident, Sim. None of them have explicitly said as much, but I've seen a couple comments that make me think they have seen it before, yes. You know, I don't think I've gotten the intercept prompt first with Proxima, like literally in months. And then to get it in a freaking void fight, it's so rude. Come on, throw it. Alright. Yeah, I thought that was the last big group. Maybe there's been an individual that I've missed since then, but I couldn't think of one off the top of my head. Hey, Dom, how's it going? You can Google, what is it? MCOC Content Creator Program, and at least for me, one of the first things that shows up is the forum post that lays it out. But off the top of my head, they require you to have a certain number of, like, it varies for different platforms, but on YouTube, what they want is, I think, 10,000 views in the last 28 days. It might only be 5,000. I honestly can't remember. They want you to, I think it might be 5,000 because they want you to have 500 subs. And that would be very high views for somebody with only 500 subs. I think watch time, it might be a certain number of views or watch time. But basically, they want you to have a certain presence, have a certain level of recognition, and to have most of your content be MCOC related. Yes. Ugh. All right. I really wish they'd update that on Venom Pool. Because, like, that's so clearly intercepting with a special, but because the actual sword hit applied after the animation was done, doesn't count. Come on, block. Rude. Alright, well, this probably kills me. Maybe not. It is a 5-star dude. Oh, now we get a crit. Okay, that'll do it. Hey, Victor. What do I think about Longshot? He actually came up a little earlier on the stream. I think he definitely has uses. I think if you're light on mystics, or if you are doing certain, buff control things, or maybe if you need his extra ability accuracy as a domino counter, that he can be worth ranking. Um, but I don't think he's in the top tier of mystics. Like, I would never rank Longshot over a Claire, a Diablo, a Doom, a Sorcerer. But after that, I think it would kind of depend on what you need answered. Well, this is a lousy matchup. I'll be fine. Trying for uncollected? I don't know. Because I still haven't looked at a lot of those quests recently. I mean, he does have. Actually, that's something that I've never seen tested before. I'm not saying it hasn't been tested, but just off the top of my head. I've never seen anybody use Longshot for the Collector, because if you used the White Magneto pre-fight, he is a hero, so he would get the passive stuns, and often what ends up happening with the Collector is that eventually your abilities stop working because he gradually atrophies your ability accuracy. But Longshot has 300% ability accuracy on base, so he could probably keep doing that for a little bit. Uh, I don't know. I mean, you still are gonna have to run into the specials, but maybe, especially if you were able to push him to the special too and you were good at it, he could do something. Like, I still think somebody like Spider-Gwen would be better, but that's just, I don't know, off the top of my head, that could be interesting. Oh man, second too soon. That's fine. Just Awakened took Nimrod to rank 5 and Spider-Gwen to rank 2. Nice, Snoops. Those are good ones. Collector should shrug the Incinerate. Yeah, that's true. So I think if you were going to try that, then I would stick to the special one and go for the instant bleeds. Hey, well, that works. Yeah, Spider-Gwen with the Penny synergy is a significant level up for both of them. It makes it more viable to just go straight to the special 2 with Penny on a lot more fights. No, well, the big incinerates are passive. This is a common misconception, Dom, but the only reason they apply is because Longshot applies a long active incinerate. And then it says, while this incinerate is active, the opponent is fate sealed, and that causes all of the small ones. So if the opponent shrugs the active incinerate, none of the small ones actually happen. So work is right. That would be a huge issue. But instant bleeds. He does have multiple ways of doing damage. Thoughts on Crossbones? Just took him to rank 4 those variant gems, or with those variant gems. I think he's solid. I don't love him. Um, his playstyle kind of bothers me. Just doesn't seem super rewarding. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he has value because it's a decent shrug at high sig. He hits really hard. He's one of the only non-critting champions outside the tech class, which sometimes matters, but I'm not in love. What do I normally do here? Yeah, I suppose this. 5 stars R5, you're a fan. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't have anything against Crossbones. He's a lot better than he used to be. Yeah, we'll try this. Well, that works. Yeah, Snoops. Vegas are actually the only ones I'm really familiar with. But he has several, so covers Nimrod from a couple different angles. That's interesting, easy. Ouch. No, I don't know why I let him do that. Okay. Nope. Way too late. Yeah, not very good with Dogog. Yeah, and I should have done that way earlier in the same thing. Got greedy. Oof. And that was way too early. What the heck? He was not in the heavy animation anymore. Did you see that? And now I can't refresh it. Ah. Oh well. I was actively dashing back while that happened. Whatever, finally got the refresh. But not there. Short power locks are so damn short. Alright, got better. Yeah, I've seen some of Mike's videos on him. There's definitely something there. I'm just not convinced it's for me. Oh, if you didn't really have anybody else with good ability accuracy reduction, then yeah, that's probably going to be a pretty important rank for you. Oh, yeah, actually, the longer armor break for Mangog is probably more important. That felt pretty good. I feel like Mangog needs more help than Chavez in Purgatory, but I could be wrong. Oh, nice, Bean. That sounds like a fun war. Yeah, that also makes sense given your options easy. Take care, Snoops. And fighting Guardian is one of the few things Angela's armor breaks are good for. Just took Namor to rank 2, 60 hits for... Nice. Yeah, I was actually, I don't know if you follow Anaz's channel, but recently we assigned him to Killmonger with Namor, and I don't know why, because like I know that Namor is capable of good things, but in my head I was just like, okay, it's going to be a slow fight. A lot of his damage is going to come from reflecting reverb. We gave him the House of X pre-fight. He basically just needs to like parry, keep it going. He'll be fine. It'll take a while. I'm not worried. And then I watched the video back, and it was like, it takes him a minute to get to Imperious Rex, but then he gets an intercept and throws a special too, and boom, like half of Killmonger's health is gone in 3 seconds. And I definitely had been underestimating Namor's explosive potential. He's not as fast as he used to be, and I know Work has said before that you don't necessarily want to use him as your primary quester, but yeah, I I had underestimated him there for sure. Oh, I think this is where I used Doc. That's okay. Yeah, I love using Tigra Stower. Um, I don't know that everyone will per se, but I absolutely love it. She's one of my favorite champions to use. It's like an awful lot of her gameplay is, bait heavies and use your own heavies, but I don't know, she's just so good at it. She closes out so many things, she handles fights that you wouldn't send anyone else to. As far as the fun factor goes, she's one of the best in the game for me. It's kind of like I don't necessarily enjoy all very heavy champs, but I don't mind Reed because A, there's flexibility to his kit now after his buff. But also, if you do have to parry heavy with him, you're probably keeping such good control of the fight that it just doesn't bother me. That was pretty fun. I cannot use the new skip button, Victor. The fact that it means you can't pause during special threes. I know it shouldn't matter, but it absolutely matters to me. Nice. Kingpin is indeed a beast. CMM still still gets used. She can be solid for the hazard shift paths. She's good for the occasional killmonger, depending on the node. She's a good champion, especially if you have a Nick that you run often. The two of them both get a significant level up from traveling together. It's just that she used to be amazing because if you didn't like Corvus, her only real competition was Hyperion or Medusa, both of whom were only available as 5 stars. So for a significant chunk of time, if you didn't like Corvus, she was easily the best Cosmic. And that's just not true anymore because the class has gotten a lot better, both through buffs and through new additions like Cosmic Ghost Rider and Null. So I think she still definitely has value, but it makes sense that we talk about her a bit less these days. There was somebody else who liked Wasp. Yes. Okay. Hey, JJ. Welcome. Mm, I don't know. Probably this. In general, Stover, don't parry him. When you're fighting Mr. Negative, bait heavies. That's most of it. Um, Beyond that, using Shrug Champs is usually a good idea. So that if you do end up pairing him, or if he otherwise gets access to his, whoops. Wow, she timed that perfectly. Of course she did. If he otherwise gets some light energy, so that when you knock him down, the delirium isn't a problem. Yeah, that's fine, Victor. I just find myself very often enjoying the ability to pause during Special 3 animations, so I just can't. Yeah, there are a lot of good cosmics. I definitely don't think she's bad. It's just the class kind of grew up around her. I would still rank 3 Kingpin unduped easy. I don't think what is it, 63 that people talk about? I don't think that the Magic Sig number really matters that much at all. Yeah, I work. I know, and I'm definitely looking forward to eventually duping Namor. Yuck. This matchup. I don't know. This, I guess. Feel like Angela's a better CMM? I mean, I think it depends on what you're doing. CMM's armor breaks are much better. If you run into any kind of damage cap, her ability to do secondary damage is much better. She has outright immunities. Yeah, it just kind of depends. I see why you say that. Ugh, I was not expecting to cut through her shield that quickly. Foolish on me. Ooh, that was fun. Yeah, that makes sense, easy. Well, if you run into that, can't you just heavy counter Victor and get the guaranteed armor? Or no, that just removes things. I guess the intercept is the guaranteed armor break, right? For me, that's enough. Come on, Emma, crit. Thank you. I'm just going to disagree with you, Stover. I think that CGR is pretty appropriately rated these days. People know that there's a higher ceiling on him if you are fully in control of what rotation you want to use for a given fight. But he has his limitations. His damage isn't everything, and it's fairly easily mitigated. I don't freaking know. All right. Aha. Slightly too late, I guess. Or too far. Hey, Nick, do you mind? Thank you. Yeah, Heisig Angela is very good. I just don't know that I would put them on the same axis and then put CMM further down it. Oops. That was risky. Let's not do that again. Oh, come on. Oh, wow. Light intercepts me from block, huh? Alright, well, back to reparrying you. Wow, that was some BS right there. Die. Hey, PPG. Yeah, I hear you, Colin. Generally healthier to just talk about which champs that you enjoy and don't enjoy. Alright, we're starting to scrape the barrel a little bit here. Um, I think I'm probably gonna head out, get some other work done. Because it's what, 9 mil? No, 7.5. Okay, so yeah, this will be really easy to do later. So again, I would recommend to everyone who does war competitively and or runs up against whales, this might be something you want to do as well. Having a 4-star Sauron to practice against is likely to come in handy. I mean, I like doing this in general to have copies of new champions, but this guy especially, because his prestige isn't that high and the hype seems to be fairly low on him. Maybe a while before we have a reliable dual target. Ooh, digging Icarus. Nice, Colin. He's on my radar for someone who may be better than he currently looks, but obviously don't have him yet. One Icarus and Cersei keep bowling Hawkeye and Hitmonkey. I'm sorry, work. Hope you grab him soon. All right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out. This was fun as always, and I'll catch y'all next time. Take care.